it's Teacher Brett here, and today I wanted to talk to you about accepting standby classes with Magic Years. So standby classes are going to be short notice classes that you can take within the 24-hour period before the scheduled class time. So what happens is a teacher might get sick and need to cancel their classes, or maybe there's an internet issue while they're in class and they need a substitute teacher. So they will pull from that pool of people who are sitting there waiting on standby and put you into that class. So there's a couple of things you need to be aware of with the standby classes. First of all, the standby classes, you will have no time to prepare. These are classes that you're literally going to be starting, they're going to tell you, you have a class, you got to get it. So you're not going to know what the lesson's about. You have to be really comfortable with kind of teaching on the fly. You are still expected to use 2 props. You're still expected to bring all of the energy, all of the bottom lines that you would find for your regular classes. You are still expected to bring them if you take a class on standby. So this is not going to be a good idea if you're just starting out. You want to make sure you're comfortable with the platform. You want to make sure you're comfortable with the types of activities that you see in the lessons. You can't be stopping to read all the directions every slide. So you really need to be comfortable taking that class, without preparation. I actually ended up taking my first 4 or 5 classes with Magic Years on standby because I was so eager to get started, but I wouldn't recommend it. It was very stressful, especially since you're still trying to figure everything out. So you definitely want to keep that in mind before accepting any of those standby classes. What you will see on your schedule, and I'll show you a clip of that here as well, but what you'll see on your schedule is about 24 hours before the scheduled time. So if you're looking at a class 7 o'clock tomorrow, at 7 o'clock today, you will see right about 7 o'clock that will pop up as blue and say apply standby. So if you want to take that class, you just click on that blue standby button and a little pop-up will come up and ask you to, confirm that you want to take the class, and you'll just click OK. Once you click OK, you will see it turn red and it will say standby booked. So that means you have been booked for that standby class. All right, so once you have a standby class booked, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are sitting there with your portal open, ready to go 5 minutes before that scheduled class time. You will be there ready and waiting. At that 5 minutes before class time, you'll want to send them a message on Skype and say, I'm here available, for my standby class if you need me. That way they know that you're ready to go. You will need to make sure you sit there and wait till 15 minutes into the class. So it's a 7 o'clock class. You want to be there by 6:55 in your portal, and you're going to stay there till 7:15, and wait and see if you get booked for a class. If they're going to book you for a class, you will receive usually a phone call, an audio call on Skype, and they'll tell you, hey, there's a class there, go ahead and get in. You can refresh your portal. You should see that class then there, refresh your platform. You should be in that Magic Years platform. Refresh that, you'll see that class pop up and you'll enter the class. You are going to be expected to start teaching, right when you enter that class. There is no prep time. So you need to be ready for that. I have been put into a class, as late as that 13, 14-minute point. So when you get into that class, they're usually in the middle of a lesson at that point. Maybe the teacher had a internet issue or something like that. So you're picking up right from where they left off in the middle of that class. So you kind of have to just hop in and go with the flow and keep that class going. So it is a little bit tricky. You are still expected to use 2 props. You're still expected to meet all of the bottom lines. It shouldn't be any different than any regular class, but you have to do all that without having any preparation. So you definitely want to have a couple of general props that would work for anything. I often will use kind of let's say we are talking about, carrots. Maybe I have grapes. So I'll say, is this a carrot? No, this is not a carrot. This is a grape. So I'll use kind of that negative, is this whatever the lesson's about? No, it's not. So at least, you still have a prop that you have nearby. It's still making it relevant to the lesson. Things like, microphones for the student to sing with, any of that kind of stuff that could generally be used for lots of different lessons are good to have nearby. I keep all of my props right here, so my most frequently used ones are kind of right here where I could easily grab them for class, but you'll definitely want to have a couple of those props nearby, and you want to have a general feel for how the games work, how the different, slide lesson, different parts of the lessons, or you'll see over and over again, so you'll want to make sure you're kind of familiar with those as well. If they give you a class and you teach the class, you'll get the full pay like you normally would. If you sit on standby and they don't need you, you will still get $5. So you'll get $5 for that standby class. So it's nice to, if you don't have a class scheduled, to take one of those standby classes so you're ready. The standby classes do go pretty quickly. So if you see one pop up and you want to grab it pretty quickly, because it's probably not going to be there in a few minutes longer. Like I said, 24 hours ahead of time you will see it. You can also check 12 hours ahead of time. Sometimes they will pop up at that 24-hour mark or that 12-hour mark. But if you see them on your schedule, you'll want to grab them quickly. Given that they're going to contact you on Skype, you want to make sure you also have that Skype open so that you're ready for them to call you and get into that classroom as quickly as possible for the students as well. So good luck, everybody. Give those standby classes a try. I hope you do really great on them, and I hope this video helped you come up with a couple of things to think about before you hit that accept button. Remember, if the red button is still below down there, then you have not yet subscribed. So make sure you do that today so you don't miss any more videos. I hope I see you all soon. Have a great day teaching. Bye.